Welcome to the Cult of Cinema, and it's a great day for announcements because we have such sights to show you. Sights better than they've ever been shown before. Sights in 4K. I'm kind of excited and stoked about these announcements. Gotta just get it up here so I'll be able to see it. Anybody that's here that wants to jump in and talk about these with me, let me know if you don't mind coming on camera. Hey there, Robert. Because see, a while back, Arrow Video made a huge announcement, something that was a massive thing for me. They announced a Hellraiser set, a Scarlet Box. It was coming out kind of in conjunction with the Scarlet Gospel, the book that came out at that time, and I was so excited about that announcement. We were driving across Newfoundland at the time. Hey there. Oh, definitely. Malcolm, I want to let me get you in here. Hey there, Andy. Welcome, man. We stopped the car in a parking lot. And just ordered the releases. Unfortunately, that's something I could do today, but they took a while to come. There's even a little button saying, I'm sorry it took a while to get here. Hey there, Ice. Hey there, Dustin. But this is the original Hellraiser, the Scarlet Box. It's one of my prized possessions that I've got in my collection. I'm a huge Hellraiser fan. This has the first 3 Hellraiser films on Blu-ray, including a huge documentary. But like Andy mentioned, let's just wait for Malcolm to drop in here, and then we'll look at the set, because I haven't gone over the features yet. I'm assuming there's going to be some. They usually have some notifications, some of the features, even if not all of them are there. So we're going to look at it together. Does a Bloodline work print? So I actually have not looked at this aside from the opening thing where they showed all the releases until now, right here with you. I've got my my Toonie Terror Pinhead with me, which my kids got me. It's the Toonie Terror's the other one. This might be my neck one. I got a Toonie Terror too. So I have 2 of them over there. So I didn't grab both of them. I just grabbed one. Bloodline work print. I did not know about that. I'm excited now. I'm actually very excited. There's certain movies that I know that I will get over. It's okay, man. You just make me more excited. That's a good thing. It's okay with certain releases. Like Halloween, I knew I'd be getting them over again in 4K. When Demons came out and Demons 2, I knew I'd have to get those over again in 4K. Is this one that I strongly would want to get in 4K? Yes, especially because of what Dustin just mentioned right there. That's a biggie, and I'll tell you why. You know what I should have done, and I might do when Malcolm comes. I have to be ready for this. I have to be dressed for the occasion. Get in here, Malcolm, because this is some awesome shiznit, guys. We're waiting for Malcolm. I'll show you what the original box set, like how good the original set itself was. So this was the original Scarlet Box. It opened up like this, and we got the start of these kind of these cardboard cases. Each one would have a different picture, on it. There'd be stuff on the inside. We'll go through the first 3 films, not 4. And after Hell on Earth, we'd get to the Clive Barker Legacy disc, which is actually pretty cool. And after that, there'd be some postcards, artwork, that type of stuff. And then was this, the massive thing, one of the big things you wanted for Stockton Films was this here hardcover book, the Damnation Games. It truly is, isn't it? Like, and there was so much like here, like writing and stuff. Oh, we got Malcolm here.
Hello.
Welcome. Are you excited? I have not looked yet at the features or anything like that. One of them was like kind of spoiled for me by Destin. I'm actually kind of excited. But before we like go ahead and do this, because I'm super stoked about this, man.
Me too.
I kind of want to sort of dress for the occasion. So if you don't mind talking for a minute, well,
Sure, I can talk. I'll get the YouTube up. If people want to ask me questions, they can.
There we go. I shall return. Hold on a second.
Okay. Let's get this up. If anyone's got any questions, I'm right here to answer them in a minute. There we go. 18 people watching. Let's have a look. I have the Skybox, like you said, it's from our prized possessions as well. It's funny, I missed out on the Scarlet Box, sadly. I didn't even know it came out originally, and then by the time I wanted to get it, it was like $300 because I was in America at the time. And, I was like, do I pay that or do I buy the, buy them kind of separately in the future, which, to be honest with you, I did. I bought them separately, and I always regretted. Hey, nice. Is that the Bloodline shirt?
It's the Bloodline shirt. Actually, I found this one at a Giant Tiger. Surprisingly, there, and really welcome, man.
Alan, I found one, and I'm going to be bidding on it, and I'll let you know if I win it.
Gotta get all that stuff in me before I goes first, man.
Yep, I know. It's crazy. Oh, here we go.
So I'm just way too excited. Let's just launch right into the one that I want to really talk about.
Yes.
And let's go to Arrow and let's look at the limited edition.
So Pill might not know this, but so it's going to be £65, right, in the UK. I was lucky enough on HMV to get for £30.
30 for the
4K? because they mispriced it.
Oh, damn.
So I got it for over half the price. That's if they honor it, obviously.
That's the thing. Hopefully they will. All right, let's get to the latest one here because it'd be under here. I want to look in the limited. So there's There's two different covers. There's a Chatterer cover and a Pinraiser. There's a Pinhead cover. So let's look at the Chatterer cover because I think this is a more limited edition one.
Sure. Yeah, that's the Arrow Store exclusive.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That is nice, isn't it?
And let's look at the features because I do not know what's on here. I just realized that it said quartet. I thought it was the first three. I didn't realize it was.
Oh, it's the first four, but it's a different version. It's the work print version of Bloodline, which everybody's been wanting.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh well, screw Joe Chappelle, the guy that directed, because I have a beef with that guy. So we got here brand new 4K restorations on all four films. So this isn't one of those where Arrow gives you a 4K for the first. You know what I mean? And then you're like the rest of the Blu-ray.
Yeah, thankfully.
Thank God. Yeah. So ultra.
I hate when they do Children, the Cone, and the Ju-On set. I hated that.
Yeah, but I could see it for the Ju-On set because some of them I don't think would have been like able to remaster like in 4K, like in a good 4K.
Maybe, but it's just the completion this side. Do you know what I mean? Like you just want it to be, But it just seems awkward in the case for me.
Well, this one won't be awkward for you, which is a good thing.
No.
We got.
It's in a digipack as well in the box from the looks of it.
I hope so. I hope it's digipack like the last one. I really love the digipack style. We got Dolby Vision, which is good because sometimes over there in England they don't do Dolby Vision; they just do HDR.
Yeah.
10. So we got lossless stereo, 5.1 surround sound mixes on all 4 of the films. English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, which is good for a lot of my friends actually.
Yep.
Age of Desire, an exclusive 200-page hardback book with new writings from Clive Barker, archivists Phil and Sarah Stokes. That should be good.
So it's not the same as the Scarlet Boxes then?
Nope. This is a different one altogether. So actually, I just looked at that, but I'll take it afterwards to get an idea on it. Limited edition layered packaging featuring brand new Chatter artwork. So what have we got here that's new? We got a brand new audio commentary with Stephen Jones and Kim Newman.
Nice.
And we got the archival commentary from before, 2 archival commentaries from before. A brand new 60-minute discussion about Hellraiser and the work of Clive Barker by a name I'm going to massively mispronounce, Sorcha Nefelan. And
I think that's close.
Carmo Niptha. I'm going to imagine that the K is silent. Hey there, Ryan. Welcome, man. Are you excited about this, Ryan?
Oh.
This is an instant upgrade here. Flesh is a Trap, a brand new visual essay exploring body horror and transcendence in the work of Clive Barker by genre author Guy Adams. I was going to say Guy Williams. Yes, by the guy that played Zorro. Newly uncovered extended EPK interviews with Clive Barker and stars Andrew Robinson, Claire Higgins, Ashley Lawrence, and effects artist Bob Keane shot during the making of Hellraiser. With the new,
it is missing the Leviathan doc.
Is it?
Sorry about that.
I kind of wonder. They say it's newly uncovered. I wonder if it's any of the stuff. Do you remember over in like North America? Like Hellraiser was one of those when the VHS came out, the first 2.
Yeah.
We put it by a company called Star Maker, and they had like this kind of gold banner like around them, and they were one of the first ones alongside of like Full Moon to put features and interviews and stuff with their releases. So I remember I had the first 1 or 2. I got one of them actually still here somewhere, and on VHS, and it had some interviews on there, and I never saw them ported over anywhere else before. I kind of wonder if that might be kind of included.
Yeah, that might be a part of it. Yeah.
Missing Leviathan documentary. We'll find out actually. EPK kit.
I think it's missing all 3 parts because I know a lot of people were saying about the Scarlet Box is still worth keeping for quite a few different reasons.
Oh yeah, I would know. I don't. There's the thing. Do you like when you upgrade to 4K? Like if it's a regular like DVD or Blu-ray, unless there's something special, Malcolm, I'll pass it on. But if I'm upgrading, like I bought like the Halloween set, right? And from Screen Factory, and I upgraded all those to 4K except for 3, which I still have to do.
Yeah.
But there's no way in hell, there's no chance, not a chance in hell that Halloween box is leaving my shelf, Blu-ray or 4K or not, because it's part of my personality. It's one of the sets I love. So I'll love my 4Ks. I'll watch the hell out of them. But that Blu-ray set is sticking in my thing.
I'm actually shocked that when they released them, they did just do them in a set like that, like kind of like Arrow did with the Candyman and that. To be honest,
yeah,
I prefer them in the hard individual boxes, but
we'll get that later. We'll get something like a scaled down version. We're going to get scaled down version later, man, with different artwork, and put with the plastic things for people that don't like the because when they do these digipacks, that's supposed to be kind of the more premium look, and later on when they do just the regular plastic cases, that's considered the cheaper version. That's what I've seen so far with Arrow and a couple.
I don't know how I feel about the digipacks, to be honest. If they've got the right, like holding to hold it in properly, I don't mind it when they're like the sleeves. Do you know what I mean?
Well, for me, like 4K, I definitely mind 4K for digipack because it's you're not likely for damage, and I worry more about this is something I'll put out there, and I never really thought about this before, but I worry more about my 4Ks in a plastic case than I do about a digipack, and I'll tell you why, Malcolm, because of the off gassing.
Oh yeah,
that happens in some of the in the plastic cases.
Yeah, it's quite prevalent nowadays. Happens a lot more than it used to.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's one thing you won't worry about. Hey there, George. Welcome, man.
Hey,
Um,
George.
it's one thing that you don't have to worry about with this. So let's get to
Yeah.
this too. Like we got screenplay drafts here. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. I'm not seeing anything on the unless like the Leviathan documentary is renamed or it's on a different disc, but we'll get into it.
I'll tell you something. It's incredible the amount of features they've got on here. The one thing I've noticed as well, sorry to stop the momentum of this, is I've noticed extras are starting to be on the 4K disc now as well, when in the past they said they couldn't put them on the 4K disc. So it's kind of interesting.
I think we've gotten to a point right now where the 4K discs are getting bigger, like
Yeah.
on what they're using. And let's be honest, he could have put them on the 4K discs in the
Yeah.
first place. They just wanted like a lot of like just remember when it was Blu-ray and DVD, and very few companies would have like extra features on the Blu-ray that weren't on the DVD. And you'd have like a Blu-ray and 2 DVDs
Yeah.
because you'd come with it. Criterion did a lot.
Yeah.
And then they ended up stop doing it.
I always hate when they went, oh, the extras on the DVD. That's
Yeah,
what happens
exactly.
with Bollywood movies. That's exactly what happens with Bollywood movies.
And exactly that's what happened with the 4Ks. We get like a commentary, maybe a trailer, and then if you wanted to get any of the features, you're popping out those Blu-ray discs to play on. Expecting Arrow to do a 4K release or Reanimator next. I wouldn't be surprised, Enright. I really wouldn't.
I would think they will, to be honest.
So a brand new art commentary with Stephen Jones and Kim Newman. We got another one with them. 2 archival commentaries looks like here as well. 80-minute appreciation of Hellbound, the Hellraiser mythos and work on Clive Barker by authors George Daniel Lee and Kit Power. That's actually pretty.
Well, that's gonna be nice.
80 minutes. Holy crap!
Yeah.
For the sequel too, and actually this is one. Bride of Frankenstein and Hellraiser 2 are 2 of my favorite like sequels, and Friday the 13th Part 2 actually. 3 of my favorite movies that I think like just go as good as or above the movie that preceded them.
I agree. I actually think Hellraiser 2 is better than the first one.
I do, even though they had to like recast a couple of roles.
Yeah, and Bride of Frankenstein, I would say, is definitely up there because just the bride herself, you know, for the few minutes she's actually doing her thing, it just adds to it like crazy.
It is incredible. I mean, like that's one of my favorites to watch. So when I do my Universal stuff, Bride is always. I keep Bride last because it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So we got the Rat Slice Sound, brand new appreciation on composer Chris Young's scores for Hellraiser and Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 by Guy Adams, not Guy Williams. Archival like interviews with Clive Barker, cast and crew, behind scene footage. Being Frank, Sean Chapman on Hellbound. So we got some more archival interviews here. Lost in the Labyrinth. I wonder if this Lost in the Labyrinth might have something to do with the documentary.
It could be.
Because they could just have it renamed too. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, because I don't think they called them. They didn't call them Leviathan, did they? In the original set.
They see Leviathan.
They called like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah, and it was broken up into 3 parts.
Yeah.
And we didn't get all of it then either. You had to like actually buy the documentary to get all of it. Like it was still like truncated from what was on there. All right.
Chris says, still haven't received my Empire set from Arrow. Pre-order. I got my Bruce Lee set delivered all dinged up. They're 2 for 2.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Chris.
I'm lucky. Mine didn't get dinged up.
That is one of the things, man. Like people, we all say like nowadays everything's going like through the mail, right? Like it's going online to buy stuff. That's one of the unfortunate like things. RB asks if I've ever had problems with brand new 4Ks freezing. Yes, but most of the time with me, so far, thankfully, it's been off-gassing issues. Now that's not like everything, but with Scream Factory was the worst for me personally, and it was always off-gassing. I'd be like, oh my god, I just bought this race. I just bought alligators. Why is this not working?
Yeah,
and I would just like wipe it down, and I wipe down the case too. And I'd put it in. Sometimes it'll take a couple times, but it would work. But yeah, I have issues, but mostly because
the only 4K I've had problem with was Jurassic Park Dominion, and there was no off gas, so it just froze at the same time every time.
You're
Yeah,
watching.
everybody hates that, but I was watching it and it just stopped, and I was getting into it. I was enjoying it.
Or maybe it did you a favor. Wait a minute, is it Jurassic Park or is it Jurassic World?
Is it Jurassic World? I don't know.
Is Chris
Dominion, the third one with Chris Pratt.
Then I have not seen it all, but I'm not gonna lie, it may have done you a favor.
Tony of the Dead. It's if you go to the shop page, then you go in new arrivals. It's on the English, well, the UK, I should say, the UK website.
Yeah, and if you go to their Facebook page, there's a link underneath the Hellraiser one. It's super exciting, Tony, and it's nice to have you here, man. And welcome, Jay, by the way. I haven't gotten into the bloodlines yet. I'm trying not to look too. Okay, so we got a brand new commentary with Stephen Jones and Kim Newman, alternate unrated version. I remember this being excited about this. Actually, I think part 2 is it part 2 that has the cut, or is it part 3 that has the cut in the hospital? It's part the extra scene.
It's part 2.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll get two archival commentaries, one for theatrical, one for unrated. Previously unseen EPK featuring interviews with Clive Barker and Doug Bradley, FX Daily's Time with Terry, with actor Paula Marshall. Got an archival interview with the director Anthony Hickox. Under the Skin, Doug Bradley and Hellraiser 3. This is one that you love to do a lot because you get to do more than just being under the makeup, right? Now here's one you guys are excited about. I'm finally down here. We're down to it. So brand new audio commentary, Bloodlines, featuring Peter Atkins, Stephen Jones, and Kim Newman. The Beauty of Suffering, brand new featurette exploring the Cenobites' connection to goth, fetish cultures, and BDSM. Newly uncovered work print of the film. Providing a fascinating insight into how it changed during post-production. Oh my God.
Apparently it makes it a million times better, because I hated the film when I watched, the Echo Bridge version, where it was released.
Everybody hates Echo Bridge version. Yeah, no, but I understand. I mean, that's because the movie started out, for those that are unaware. And oh yeah, I did answer your question, Mr. Tony. It's on. You can go to the UK website and just put in what I put in is new arrivals, or you can go onto the Facebook page and there's a link by the under the picture. Terror Vision is announcing over 20 titles on August 1st. Holy crap!
Yeah, they're doing it at 5 a.m. in the morning on Monday evening. But in the morning, I'm like, do I stay up and watch that, or do I? Apparently you can win prizes as well.
I might actually. Well, I got to figure it out. But okay, we got a work print. I wonder how work print it's going to be, because I've had work prints before that I found online. Because work prints you can only get work print editions, and they are what they are.
Sure.
But hopefully it's been cleaned up a bit. But so originally this movie was directed. What's his name? The Kevin Yeager, right? I'm sure someone mentioned his name just a minute ago. Things are going pretty good here tonight, actually, Tony. And he left the project. I don't think he left it on good terms either. It wasn't finished.
So they went out flipping the bird.
And Joe Chappelle, who had no love for horror at all, came in to take over the film. Joe Chappelle is probably a name you saw on CSI, because they did a bunch of CSI episodes. So he was also the guy that did Halloween 6. And didn't get along with the people on that set as well, and took out Donald Pleasant's narration at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because according to Joe Chappelle, allegedly, Donald Pleasance was boring. So that's one of my reasons why I don't like Joe Chappelle. And there were 13 different endings written for Halloween 6. None of them are used. Just so you guys know, the 2 that you saw is not one of the 13 that the writer wrote for the film. So it'll be interesting to see what the work print version is like. See what Kevin Yeager's version of the film is like. I expect it to be much better, and to be structured differently, much in the same way that Mary Baba's Black Sabbath was.
Well, hopefully it's remastered.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Work print, doesn't say remastered work print, says work print. So that's how.
Yeah, that's true. Well, as long as it's watchable.
We got a Hellraiser Evolutions, an archival documentary on the evolution of the franchise and its enduring legacy. Books of Blood and Beyond, the literary works of Clive Barker. Some are fantastic. Some are the Scarlet
Yeah.
Gospels. I'm not going to lie. I hate it. Hey, there's Simone. Welcome, man. I hated the Scarlet Gospels. I just thought it was a horrible, like, it was not my Clive Barker
Yeah.
style. Like, I
There's
hated
an
what he
Easter
did
egg.
with some of the characters. Easter egg. I wonder what that is. Literally, like it's an Easter egg. Easter egg comes with it. And guys, we're just on the first. This is not all the releases. We're on release number 1, and this is a limited edition version of this.
Yeah.
George is headed to bed. I want to thank you so much, George, and thank you for the generous donation, by the way.
Stay
And,
well, George.
Let's do Creepy
And-
Face. Want to do Creepy Face?
Yes, do creepy face.
Let's do Creepy Face.
Hope your package gets to you safely.
I'm excited about an unboxing that George is going to have on his. Oh, is it tomorrow? Oh, I know we know what it is, and I still need one. So this is the limited edition version, by the way, guys. So right here is the Chatter edition of it. But there is, if you're not a big Chatter fan, there is a regular Hellraiser edition of it right here.
I feel like they should have done one for every Cenobite.
Oh, that'd been too hard, man. That'd have been like, because somebody would be there, like wanting to collect them all.
That'd be a great completionist thing, though. Imagine it, them all like flat on the thing next to each other.
That'd be, yeah, but you'd buy them all, man.
I would.
And of course, for those that don't have 4K, don't worry. There is a Blu-ray edition of it as well, a limited Blu-ray edition here too. For me, it's going to be the 4K. I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
I got to ask, have you pre-ordered this yet?
Yeah, I pre-ordered the 4K from
Right,
HMV for £30.
So if it doesn't go through, will you pre-order it again?
Yeah, I'll pre-order it on Amazon because I've got like £130 worth of credit.
Oh, that is amazing.
So either way, I get it, So I'm happy with that. I would easily pay 65 for it, but obviously I'm gonna pay 30.
Speaking of 30, let's dive into this one.
Mm-hmm.
Another 4K release. Excited about this?
I'm excited about that actually because I almost bought the Blue Underground version. My favourite scene in this movie is when the knife goes through the kid's head. I love that bit.
I think for me, God, I don't know. Not this scene in the library that I'm sure now. Not for me. Do we have new stuff for this one, or this is just this a 4K upgrade?
4K. I don't know, because I had the original Arrow Blu-ray, years ago.
Yeah, me too. That's the one I got. Did you have the one with the
the slipcase? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if I don't see anything here so far.
It doesn't say anything new, does it? It doesn't say, oh, new this, new that.
No, like new 60-page book and photo poster, and that there's that.
No, the 18 isn't normally peelable. It's normally actually on the case over there. Normally.
Often you can like turn it, like sometimes you can turn around, right?
Yeah, sometimes, but not always. I know in Germany they have it where it peels off on on a lot of the outside covers, because I know in the media books they peel off, but normally on English stuff or UK stuff, it's always on there, like printed on there.
Yeah, like VCR. That like it used to be. People over in the UK and Australia like hate it because they have these gigantic like labels. For me though, because I've lived in North America, I guess there's kind of like it was a badge of honor to have like UK industry releases with those things. So I keep them on just so people would know that I had those releases.
Yeah.
So which cover are you going for? So this looks to be the limited edition 4K.
It's hard because I like this one, but a part of me wants the original one. But I feel like the original one doesn't have enough differences to the normal one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the more limited one apparently. This is what they call the art original.
It's because I'm sure in the original language,
Yeah, like so basically, like with the Italian down there. I got to check. I think I have this on 4K. Let me just check. I think I have 4K of this, so I'll see what the differences are between my.
All right, sure. Let's say, hey, Couch. I hope you're doing well. I need to hire a professional painter to paint over them all. Good luck with that. If it doesn't, damage the case, I hope all the best if you can do that. Sometimes it's on the plastic when sealed too. That's true. Sometimes it depends on the actual item. I know, like I said, in Germany, normally it's on the plastic and then you can reverse it. But on English stuff, half the time, or I would say majority of the time, it's actually on the cover. It depends where you are, and also depends on the company. I mean, if you get Radiant stuff and you take the quib out, then it hasn't got the rating. So
Umbrella's good for that.
There it is.
Actually. So this is the 4K from Blue Underground. By the way, just so you know, the difference between the Blu-ray, the initial Blu-ray, this, and the 4K is massive. Not a little.
Lenticular, right?
Yeah. So what this one has on here, and I'll see what the differences are. If you've got the thing nearby you, you can actually check. So we got a audio commentary by Troy Howarth on this one, which is on that one there. We have the deleted scenes, technical trailer, TV spots, poster, and still gallery. Meeting the Boyles, interviews with stars Katrina McCall and Paolo Malco. Children of the Night, interviews with stars Giovanni Frisi and Silvia Colatina. Tales of Laura Gittleson, interview with star Dagmar Lassander. My Time with Terror, interview with star Carlo De Mejo. A Haunted House Story, interviews with co-writers Giordano Sacchi and Elisa Briganti. To Build a Better Death Trap, interviews with cinematographer Sergio Salvati, special makeup effects artist Maurizio Trani, special effects artist Gino DeRossi, and actor Giovanni De Nave. Housequake, interview with co-writer Giorgio Maruzza. Katrina McCall Q&A. Calling Dr. Friedstein, interview with Stephen Thrower, author of Beyond Terror, the films of Lucio Fulci. So those are the features that are on.
It looks all the same then.
So what it did, and what they did for this to get you all the features, by the way, is they put a bunch of features on here, and they had there's a whole bunch of features which were the archival features from the second version of House by the Cemetery, and they put that disc on Blu-ray there as well. So yeah, I think the features are pretty much the same. If you don't have this and you live in the UK, though, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to guess it's probably. Is it the same master? Did they say?
It looks like it could be if it's got the same stuff on it. Does that one say Dolby? Does someone say Dolby Vision and HDR?
Oh yeah, there it is right there. See, 4K restoration from the original negative by Blue Underground. So if you've got the Blue Underground edition, you don't have to buy this. But if you live in the UK and you don't have the Blue Underground edition, I 100% recommend it because it is a massive upgrade. Especially I went from I didn't have the other Blue Underground one until later. Actually, somebody sent me a lenticular version of it. I had
that version,
early Arrow one, and what a massive difference it was.
Yeah, the early Arrow one was really grainy and really basic.
It was, and but this was, and you got so many options. And if you're not a 4K person, there's a Blu-ray here as well. Definitely, it's definite pickup, Coach, 100%.
Yeah.
And moving from there, because there's so much Hellraiser, so much House by the Cemetery on here as well. And you can see they got some lobby cards there too. So a poster, that's kind of cool. I didn't have a poster with mine, so that's almost makes me want to get it for that. I'm not even joking.
Posted a nice booklet.
You have no idea how many versions of this movie I got. All right,
how many versions you got
of House by the Cemetery?
Yeah, do you have the VHS?
I don't have the VHS anymore. I used to. Around 5. I got, I think, 1 or 2 that are DVD and 2 that are Blu-ray and 1 that's 4K.
It's not bad. I'm probably going to import Witness.
Yeah, so this here is an Arrow US release, guys, for those that So Witness is it's a fun film. Actually, I actually like Witness, Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Was that Elijah Wood or who's that in the witness again? I can't remember the kid. What's the kid's
That's
name?
not Elijah Wood, is it?
No, he's even older, like at this point. So at Harrison Ford, Kelly McGillis. Oh God, Kelly. I love Kelly McGillis. But we got some new features on this one. So we get a brand new audio commentary with Jarrett Gahan is doing a commentary. We got a new video interview with cinematographer John Seal, a brand new visual essay with film journalist Stacey Lane Wilson, and then you get to some vintage stuff here, like 1985 interview with Harrison Ford, discusses witness with critic Bobby Wygant, a 5-part archival documentary,
Oh, nice.
which is really cool. Conversation with Peter Weir. I forgot it was Peter Weir that directed this movie. I totally
Yeah.
I knew somebody directed it, but I never remembered that it was him. EPK kit features, I always dive into those because you never know what you're going to get. Deleted scenes from the network TV version of the film. I love these, by the way. Often, especially if they censor it, like Scarface. Yeah. If you've got Scarface, Lucas Haas, thank you, man.
Plucking you like a chicken, right?
Yeah, exactly. how'd you get that scar on your face? Eating pineapple. Limited edition packaging, limited edition 60-page perfectly bound booklet. I'm sorry, 60 pages. You're almost a book at that point. Photo double poster featuring artwork, original and newly commissioned artwork by Tommy Pocket, and 6 double-sided collector's.
So it's going to be an rigid case then, right? Because if it's 60-page booklet.
From the looks of it, look at it right here. That'll definitely look like a rigid case.
Nice.
As Stephanie Crawford would say, it would pass the knock test.
Mm.
And it's a good film. And I definitely, are you putting this one? Is this one on your list?
Yeah, I haven't ordered it because it's in America, but I'll order it once it's out.
And now we go to another one from U.S. Canada, and this is the Iron Fisted Monk.
Nice. I have the Sammo Hung collection, the Eureka one, and I'm kind of annoyed a bit about it because I kind of like the idea of having them separately instead.
Well, at least you got the movie, though. Let's see what this is
different, isn't it, when you have them separate?
So this one here has, I'm guessing it's probably going to have a lot of the same stuff, though. I doubt there's going to be much new here that Eureka doesn't have, if anything. So we got a 2K restoration. It's a Blu-ray, and it's from Fortune Star. Which should be good. Fortune Star definitely does okay. I know that the initial Bruce Lee releases that came out from from Shout Factory. I think those were Fortune Star, if I remember correctly. I got a couple of them actually. We got the lossless Cantonese and Mandarin mono audio here. Original uncensored version of the film is actually kind of cool. And you can let me know if there's anything different. 2 choices of English dubbed audio, the export dub mono, first time ever in the US, and a newer 5.1 dub created for international DVD presentations. We get an audio commentary with Frank Yang. I'm going to say
it's Frank Jun, I think.
Thank you. 2 archival interviews with Sammo Hung, an archival interview with Casanova Wong.
Hey.
And theatrical trailer, reversible sleeve, double-sided folded poster, and illustrated collectors. What do you think of the artwork on this one, by the way?
I like it. I think it's basic, but I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's not.
None of them really stand out, do they?
Level, but it's it definitely. It's decent.
Story about Casanova Wong, right? When he first started in the Kung Fu movies, his name obviously wasn't Casanova Wong. And the reason he was called Casanova was because he was a Casanova with the women. So they kept joking around and going, "Oh, you're a real Casanova." And they decided to put that on the titles for him.
You'd think with Casanova Wong, you'd be in a totally different type of film.
You would, wouldn't you?
Just putting it out there.
I bet there's one. I bet there's a character somewhere called Casanova Dong.
Oh, it's got to be. Another release that I'm actually super excited about because I actually love this film. Yeah. And it's the original Desperate Hours, not the Mickey Rourke one. Yeah. It is the original film, and it looks nice. That book looks really, really nice.
It does look nice, doesn't it?
Bogart and March, by the way, guys, for those who haven't seen this. And let's check and see what we got. Hopefully we got some nice features on this one. I'm not sure if they'll have anything. Oh, we do have something new. So we got a brand new audio commentary with Daniel Kremer. So that's actually going to be pretty good. He actually does pretty good commentaries. We got a new 6K scan of the original
Oh,
VistaVision negative. So there we go. We're getting into 6Ks now, guys. We got a Trouble in Suburbia, brand new appreciation of the film by Jose Aurora. Want to go for it? For Jose A. Associate Professor, sorry, Jose.
I didn't see that. What is that? Jose. What was that? And Joseph Hayes.
Like I'm like The Lonely Man, a brand new visual essay by Eloise Ross. I can get that name. Scaled down and ratcheted up. Brand new audio interview with Catherine Weiler, daughter of director William Wyler. So that is actually should be pretty incredible to listen to.
There we go.
Lobby cards, a reversible sleeve, illustrated collector's booklet, which looks amazing. Lobby card gallery. So I guess the lobby cards are like digital.
Has this been released in the UK?
Desperate Hours?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think this is. Let me check for you. I am pretty certain that Desperate Hours is just it's just American U.S. release.
Let's have a look. See if.
Which is like it's a shame because this is a stone cold classic, guys. Desperate Hours was remade for a reason and was not half as good as the edition that came out from the original. Like I like the remake of Desperate Hours. It just can't touch this. It's just like you got Humphrey Bogart and you got Frederick March. It's just such a powerhouse, like acting wise, and they do such a great job. I'm actually kind of surprised. I expected, Malcolm, for there to be not many features on this. I really did because it's an older film.
Yeah, it's surprising how many there is.
Yeah, I know, and new features too, not features that were like ported over from like an old Fox disc or an old Warner, but like actual new features on there, which is absolutely stunning. Paramount title. So maybe there's a US
I'm going to have to import this.
That's good. Ice is probably correct on that.
Import this.
Yeah, man, that's it. Your wife's gonna hate me. I'm like just making you.
I'm a big Humphrey Bogart fan, so I have to pick that.
Well, if your wife's a Humphrey Bogart fan too, you can actually say that.
She loves him, but I don't think she'll love me buying more movies.
So, okay, here's the question then. We got the October releases. These aren't coming into October. Are there any here that are givens for you? Like I know you pre-ordered the Hellraiser one. You said even if it doesn't go through, you're going to get it anyway. So I'm guessing
I'll pay the full for it. Yeah.
So is there anything else here that's a given, or are the rest of these weights for you? And
to be honest with you, I think if I didn't have Iron Fisted Monk already in the Eureka collection, it would probably be a full house for me. On it, because I think they're all. Personally, I prefer if everything was 4K. Do you know what I mean? Like released, so that I don't have to go. Okay, I've got to get 4K in the future. But yeah, I think the full slate. Because when you think about it, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 releases.
Yeah,
there technically. So yeah, I think it'd be all of them.
See, for me, I want the Hellraiser set because, especially with the Bloodlines inclusion and the work print inclusion and the brand new features and documentaries that are there. Definitely I want my older set because I have the Leviathan and the older book that's here. So this baby's not going anywhere, man. But will I pick up the quartet? Yes, 100%. The other one for me is Desperate Hours.
Yeah.
I just love that movie. I remember seeing it when I was young. It's coming CBC late
slip
night
as well.
It's a gorgeous slip. You got Humphrey Bogart and Frederick March. You can't get better than that when it comes to like the classic stuff. And I have so many features kind of pull it on there. Like I don't need another like House by the Same Tree. I got a 4K and I got a lenticular like Blu-ray of this one, and I got a regular Blu-ray and I got a DVD as well. Like maybe one, maybe two.
And since it's all the same anyway, really, it makes no sense to even buy it.
And I like Witness, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a good movie, but I'm not sure if it's I need Arrow's Witness. Like I have got a copy of Witness somewhere. But if you're a big fan of Witness,
so you're not gonna Witness for them then?
Nah, I don't think so. Iron Fist of Monk down the road. That'd be a sale purchase. I see Witness the same thing. If it was on a sale, Iron Fist of Monk was on a sale, and they were like £10 or 10, whatever. I would go for it at that
Yeah.
price. Like I don't think
Yeah.
a lot of these I grab at new prices. New prices, there's only two because as we found it with the Empire Scream set, they're going to sell it.
Yeah.
The Hellraiser set with that work print alone, that is gonna push so many extra copies that it may not
Yeah.
have. This would have been like a 4K release.
Did they say how many there's going to be?
They don't say right now. We know there's two different limited editions. There's the limited edition limited edition Chatter. I don't think that they've said. Let me check back. See if I
Is it like 2,000 copies or?
because like I thought I was safe with the Empire set, and
Yeah.
obviously that was not the case. Like that was really, really not the case. So I just hit the.
I never thought that would have sold so quickly.
It did, and that one hurt. I'm not gonna lie, Mike. That one
Yeah.
definitely hurt. But no, they don't give. Let me just check here to see the product overview if they say how many, because they normally do actually. I would say maybe like 2,000, 1,500 usually is what we get with stuff like this.
Yeah.
If it says in product details.
Normally at the bottom, isn't it?
Mm. But yeah.
Yeah.
Not there or not there
Strange.
yet anyway. Maybe it's in the video, but I can't show the video, unfortunately. We get dinged for that.
Yeah.
But it is, like we're not talking about like little like features. We're talking about
No.
new audio commentaries in every disc, or like new making ofs. Like
This feels like when DVDs first come out and they said with all these masses of features, and 4K has kind of been missing that to a degree.
it has.
So this is phenomenal.
It's the next step. And like I think they're getting at the point right now where they're really like going all in on 4K.
Yeah.
They're like extremely like pushing like that 4K being the
Yeah.
thing. And I think a lot of this has to do right now with the gaming systems that are becoming much more prevalent. So
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot
they've
of
got
people
4K
nowadays,
as well.
yeah, PlayStation 5, they're easier to get now than they used to be. So a lot of people are getting their PlayStations, they're getting their Xboxes. They've already got their TVs. A lot of people already got 4K TVs.
Yeah.
Because they became cheaper to get. You get them in stores.
Yep.
Depending on what you get, you go in, do a little bit of research, I always say.
Yeah, do research. Otherwise, you end up with terrible ones, like I did. When I was in America, I bought a Samsung one, but when I put it on, every video was motion blur like crazy. So I had to return it.
Now, I had one, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm so excited! I got this 4K." Then I got my Xbox, right, and I had the cord, the big, because 4K, for those that know, USB 3.0 is, you need to have at least that, but they're putting it 4K TVs. They don't have the USB 3.0 on there. So I got it, and I'm like, oh, I can like see streaming stuff in 4K, and streaming stuff is never real 4K because there's always buffers, always like issues. But if I want to watch a movie, I'm going to get close to, but not complete 4K because the TV didn't have the right connection.
Yeah.
So I always make sure you get that you got that USB 3.0.
Well, I've got PlayStation 5, and my 4K player was like a revelation when I put that in, because the PS5 4K player is nowhere as good as the player.
Well, none of I think you'll notice. I mean, like I bought the Xbox One, like the Series S, when it initially came out, and like when I got a standalone player, I could tell, like you could tell the difference. But with the Xbox One S, even with that, there was a massive difference. It was like it was immediate. Like I went in, like everybody. I always say, look, go in, check out the settings. Always do that. Don't be scared to check out the settings to get a picture. And another thing, it's going to look a bit dark compared to what you had when it was a 1080p.
Before.
And often I find that is because, well, it's a lot of things are made overly bright on Blu-ray. Makes it look.
I never
Yes.
forget. I watched The Invisible Man. You know, the Kate Moss one,
I like that movie actually. Yeah.
right? And I was watching it in the dark, right? This was one of the first things I watched on my 4K player. And there's this bit where she's got the torch, and when she turned it at the TV, I was like, oh, because it went straight in my eyes, like so bright. I was like, whoa, all the
It
color,
is.
like,
Well, it's a bigger color gamut too when you're looking at like 4K. Like
yeah,
there's colors that you don't realize that you don't really see that you can't get or you can't see until you have
yeah,
4K. And some people say, "Well, I don't recognize the difference." Trust me, with the right encode, or
yeah.
with the right like video and audio, with that decent setup, you will recognize the difference. It will make a big difference to you.
Mm,
I got to give a
it's
shout out
true.
to my dad, by the way. So let me tell you this, Malcolm. You're gonna love this. So cool stepmom here. Uh, my dad goes to bed last night, wakes up, comes downstairs, waiting in his chair. Black Emmanuel, Severance.
Whoa,
Yeah. No idea he was getting it. No idea it was coming. Just bam.
that's amazing.
That is incredible.
What a
And
woman.
I can tell you this right now. Hey there, Prof. Welcome, man. That my dad, if there's anybody in the world that I could, and I say this in the best possible way, that I could see like needing to have this set because this is a him set.
Yeah,
It's my dad. He was a huge Lord Gemser fan. He's the one that got introduced me to Lord Gemser and Black Emmanuel. So to know that he's got the set
yeah,
is one of those like, when he's like, "Oh, I'm jealous they got the set." No, it
yeah,
was one of these. Oh man, the right person like has
yeah.
this set. So I was super. So and Dina, if you
I
watch
think
this,
that would,
good job.
I think,
Listen to
I
it.
think that would be for my dad. That would probably be Vista Valley PTA because that's like his most obsessed film,
Oh,
from years
really?
ago. So I think if he got that on like a Blu-ray or something, and I think he'd probably cry, because he's going about that film constantly, over and
Did you
over
get to
again,
see it?
and he could tell you everything about it.
That's the thing. Like you have like that's what I love. My dad is a huge fan of this series, and apparently the book is amazing. Like the book is
Yeah,
incredible beyond what you think you're going to get with like a regular Severin
yeah,
book. Um, and but my dad was a big movie like buff. My grandmother, like rest in peace, but actually, unfortunately, both my grandmas are passed. But on my dad's side, she was a movie buff too. So when dad was little, she would take him to the theater. They go to the theater together. My dad's named after the actor Glenn Ford. It's actually spelled
yeah,
the same way. Um, and there were certain movies, I guess, like as he was growing up, he stuck with it. He stuck with like going to films, and it was something that never got out of me. Like he got the famous monsters of Filmland, the Hammer House of Horror magazines, and all this stuff.
yeah.
Got all the Tomb of Dracula and stuff when he
In
was,
the glory days.
yeah, exactly. And so like he got to see a lot of these movies that I could only imagine. Like I get
Yeah,
people that are younger than me, and I say, well, I saw the Nightmare on Elm Streets and the Friday the 13th, and the stuff, the Hellraiser and the Phantom Theater, right? And they're like, "Oh my
yeah.
god, I can't believe you saw that!" And but it's like my dad got to see the Hammer horror films and
Oh,
like the early like the
yeah,
exploitation stuff and some of the stuff that would you never see in a theater now, like back in in
yeah.
when he was younger. So it was one of those moments.
I think
Uh,
some of my dream films I'd love to have seen in the cinema, when they came out, I think would have been Casablanca. I think that'd been one I'd have dreamed to go, I'd say. Enter Ninja, The Original My Blade Valentine. Um, there's a few others, but I always think if you saw it when it first come out properly, it's just got to be like incredible. The reaction and everything.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I would love to see Peeping Tom in theater.
Mm,
Uh, that was just one that stuck with me when I was young. Psycho, because of just its
yeah,
relevance. But like going like way back, I can't imagine what it must have been like to see Frankenstein
Oh
in
yeah,
the theater, because it's like
horrifying.
Jack Pierce's makeup and just going, it goes beyond, because and it's early. It's at the time when like people are still looking at the movie, going to the movie, and there's like trains coming along the track, and they're kind of ducking out of the way, because this we're still in the early days
Yeah,
of cinema. So
yeah.
just that whole like that concept. My first like Dracula film that I saw in theater, my first Dracula one was John Badham's Dracula. I
Hmm.
remember going to see that, and it got a lot of hate, but I loved it. It was my Dracula. It was Frank Langella. It was stylistic and well done, and it like took stuff from the stage play. Some people were
Yeah,
peeved they didn't have. My dad was actually peeved that they didn't have fangs, like Christopher Lee did. But it was just, I guess, for me, was being able to go into a theater and finally, I grew up like reading about and seeing
yeah,
some like the Universal Dracula films and the Hammer Dracula films and loving them. But finally, there was one for my generation that I could go
yeah.
to a theater and watch, and with both my sisters, like for them, it was the one by the real, Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula,
Yeah.
with what's his face,
Gary Oldman.
yeah, in there. And for me, I love the Lucy sequence, but the best
Yeah.
Lucy sequence is still from John Badham. Best Lucy sequence ever.
For me, I saw Dracula 2000 in the cinema,
Well, that's your first
and
one.
that was the first one I saw in the cinema.
That's a sexy one.
Yeah, I really like that one. That's the other thing. Imagine if you'd have gone and seen The Tingler in the cinema when they had, remember the moving seats and everything.
I did not when it came out, but I did. I went to a retro theater when I was young, and they did a weekend of William Castle, and they had gimmicks. So I got
Oh,
to see the
nice.
Tingler. I got to see 13 Ghosts. Uh, 13 Ghosts, I think, had a ghost viewer. One of them had a ghost like kind of on a string, kind of coming to the audience. You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember which
Yeah.
one it was, but I didn't stay for all the films, but I got to see definitely a few of them, and Tingler was one of them. I didn't have very much of a jolt on my seat, but some people got like quite a jolt on their seats. It was
Hi.
like random, right? It was random when they did it.
Hey, Professor.
Hey, man, red-tailed hawk in your yard. I haven't seen like anything like that since I was. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen anything like hawk. Thankfully, I guess as a kid, I almost got carried away by an eagle.
Yeah.
That's a true story, by the way. I'll tell
Oh
it to you
dear.
though. But I'm excited about these. I mean, I didn't
Oh,
realize, like, when I saw Hellraiser, I thought, oh, come on, it'll be Hellraiser, it'll be a 4K like edition of
yeah.
what I've already got. There's nothing there. It's not going to be a big deal for me. Uh,
Yeah. It's gonna
but
be just the first movie.
yeah, and the rest will be Blu-ray and many new features on it. It'll just be kind of
Yeah.
like a 4K with a port over, because that's what you come to expect, right? With a lot of these,
Yeah.
it's sad, but it's true. Like sometimes you'll get releases where they'll put new features on there when they do the 4K.
And normally
Then
it's
your
one.
sound's really good for it, right?
Yeah.
But then there's other ones where you don't. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's nothing new. It's just the 4K encode. But this is massive. This
I
is
know a
a
lot of people over here. I know a lot of people over here were expecting, the Child's Play collection.
do you think there is? It's gonna. Oh, I would love
Well,
that.
people reckon it was. I got to be honest with you. I think I'd just grab the American releases at this point. I've got number 2. I was able to pick that up cheap, so I don't know if I'd get an Arrow version now.
I've only got the
But
Blu-ray on for the first one, and that's the Scream
yeah,
Factory. Everything else is DVD. So if there was a like, I don't have the 4Ks that came out, and I don't even have the Blu-rays that came out. Not
I'm
even the
surprised. I'd
Blu-rays.
have thought you'd have had the 4Ks.
Oh, 100%. Well, moving.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I would 100%. Like those are ones I would love to pick up, especially if it's got like nice features on them. If they did what they're doing with this set here, this is a big set. This is going to be so. Out of all the stuff that we know that's coming out in Halloween, for me, this is probably one of the biggest releases for
Yeah,
Halloween.
I would
at
say
this-
so. I mean, Radiance are releasing some good stuff, but nothing as big as this.
yeah, like no,
Seven
it's
haven't announced their October yet, have they?
not yet.
No,
Severance October. Is Severance October really ever really like big? It's not usually.
I don't know. I don't
Like
remember half their
I don't remember
Octobers.
Severance October. Yeah, I remember their November releases all the
Yeah.
and I
Who
used to
else?
be big on Vinegar Syndrome but like last year the releases were kind of meh for
Yeah.
October. I know.
Oh, talking about Ma, quickly, not to butt in. I watched Psycho Sisters.
Psycho. Did you really? I wasn't.
I watched that today. It
I
was
guess meh,
terrible.
right?
It's terrible. I mean, it's not as bad as Terror Tenkiller, which I watched as well. But it was bad. Terror Tenkiller is so boring.
It is like I this is one that I knew, and I told people, you were there. I said, remember, the movie is not going to be like the box. Terror Tanglers, the movie is not going to be like the box. It's
Why the
not
hell did they put on 4K?
because they could. That literally because they could. Yeah, my baby. Our
Awful movie.
our cat, like Mr. Goose, had to go in for that surgery that boys cats go in for today.
Oh,
So he's got a week with like a cone on his head, and
that's
I
all.
feel, yeah, I know, I feel so bad, but no, it has, you have to do it, like for
Yeah.
their sake, because he was getting on that.
So you haven't seen Psycho Sisters then?
I think I have. I didn't. If
it's a Canadian film.
I don't think I liked it. like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I don't. I think I saw it. I think I can. I remember anything about it? Not really. Where's the kitty? Oh, there it is. But I didn't like Terror Killer. I was so excited when I ran into that movie because here's a hidden slasher that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Like I rented that one and The Last Slumber Party the same day on VHS. VHS, I remember these days like yesterday.
Yeah.
I was so bored. I was so bored with Terror Tank. If you like it, like no shade, it may be somebody's, everything's somebody's favorite film. That's the way I see it.
Sure.
Somebody made Terror Killer. I haven't made a film. They're one up on me right there. But just for me personally, as an experience, it was so boring.
I'll be honest, the best part about that is Tor, just the guy, the way he talks. This guy doesn't scream psycho.
My favorite part of Terror Killer was the fact that I turned on The Last Slumber Party afterwards, and it wasn't a good movie. It was better than Terror Killer. Why didn't they put that one on 4K? I want to see Last Slumber Party in 4K. Big Crack says, I thought Vinegar Syndrome sent in my order for a sec. Was another one of those plastic.
Oh, no.
Please review. Did everybody get their Melusina emails, by the way?
I did.
Yeah, actually, my better half, like she got it, so I had to go in and sign up, activated my account. So make sure you get that done before for the first guys, because we're going to be going in to the Melusina website and on my Patreon. So, and again, patreon.com/the Live Movie Club. Make sure you're part of it.
Yep.
We had a blast talking about the titles.
We did.
And hopefully we'll get to talk about some more later on. Maybe the weekend if we can.
Yeah, we're going to do it on the weekend. Do you know what day?
I'm working on with my better half on that. Like she's always surprising me with stuff like, okay, can I do a video today? And she'll be like, she said, yeah, no problem. And then like something will pop up all of a sudden and be like, oh wait, we got this going on. I'm like, so I can always do it, but weekend. Is there anything the weekend that I should know about?
This weekend?
Yes.
Not for you. Me, yes.
Look, see that, guys?
Not
Shunned.
for you. For me,
Shunned,
yes.
I tell you. Shunned. I'm social pariah.
Aren't you going to be happy that you don't have to do anything outside?
How you doing? Are you excited? These are exciting announcements, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Yes.
And probably this could be this could. Do you think it's possible for Arrow to win October?
I think so.
Like right now, Criterion got a strong lineup. Like
Yeah.
chef's kiss for Criterion's lineup. Specifically the Todd Browning one. For me, like that's if I didn't get anything else from Criterion, and I'll still wait on it. I probably won't get it because I'll probably still be here. I will still be here then. But it's one that I'll definitely look for when I go to Canada. Is the Todd Browning release?
Yeah.
But with for me, if there's anything that I would like to have, like that like would stand out, this is.
I think more people are going to buy from Arrow on day one than they will from Criterion, because they'll wait for the sale, won't they, for Criterion?
Yeah, and it's not limited. Like you don't have to worry. Like I know
Yeah.
my Browning's going to be there. I know I can get the others down the road.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that Arrow is selling right now, guys. You blink and you miss it. It seems like with a lot of the releases.
Well, look at the web exclusive Bruce Lee set. That's gone now. It's out of print.
Is it gone already?
Yeah, the yellow one. It's out of print.
I was going to
The red one isn't, but the yellow one is.
See, because I didn't get the Criterion one because I
Yeah.
wanted to get the Arrow one down the road. I can still get it, I guess. I get the red one eventually. But I definitely want to. So this, but yeah, this, as crazy as it sounds, this to me is a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
Like I know, like for a lot of people, Bruce Lee, this it's the big set, it's the set. But I'm weird. These are the type.
You like BDSM demon Cenobite people walking around doing weird things. That's not
hell yeah,
not
of
wrong.
course. You know what I realized yesterday? So yesterday I'm doing a video, and thank you for coming
Yeah.
in for it, by the way.
you're
Indy was
welcome.
there and Reddy was there, and I'm talking about Californication, and I'm saying, oh yeah, I relate to the character of Hank Moody, and so I get off the video afterwards, and I meant like his sarcasm and his kind of just like dim view on the world, like
Yeah.
at a certain point. But I'm like, what are people going to like? If you've seen Californication, what the hell are people going to take out of that? Because there's so many other things you can take out of that aren't.
Yeah, because it's a bit selfish. It's a bit self-centered. It's a bit of an addict of things.
Yeah, with many things, and like there's a whole bunch of things. But I meant sarcasm, guys, just in case you wonder. The whole kind of like there's a writer. There's a thing that I think a lot of writers get. There's a point that we get to as a writer when we're like,
the red Bruce Lee box set is sold out too. Wow.
Is it really? Damn. So guys, get on this. 65 pounds. Choose if you're going to pick up Pinhead or Chatter. Get the 4K if you got a 4K TV and you're going to be getting a 4K and you got a 4K system, or you got like a video game system. Like these are gorgeous looking sets.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
Like the way they're put together, the way that they're done.
I'm guessing that's going to be kind of like a second sight release, where it's the digipack, the book, and the thing.
It's very much looking like a second sight release, man. It so is. I wish. I'm a big A24 fan. I'm not sure. Do you like A24?
Oh yeah, The movie released a lot of their titles over it, but yeah.
So they've done some like really nice like editions that are very much like second sight style editions. And I kind of wish I had more. I wish I had any actually of their special.
I want that Lamb set.
Lamb's a weird movie though. That was not one of my favorites.
I want it though because I just love it.
Did you like the movie?
I haven't watched the movie yet, but I love the thing. I've got the movie version of it. I was going to go and see it in the cinema, right? And then my cousin was in the cinema and said, "Don't bother seeing it in the cinema. It's not good."
Did you like Man?
I did. I thought I overanalyzed that movie like crazy to people. And they were like, it's not that deep. And I went, it's a lot deeper than you think it is.
It is. That's like when we watched, remember Mother? Remember the movie Mother?
Yes. Yeah.
So the first year we got 4K system, right? So, this is Black Friday or Boxing Day. One of those days happens. And so we go to Best Buy. So 4Ks are on sale like crazy. We're like picking up like everything we want to see. We're getting all these. We get now the Nolan 4Ks because we're huge Nolan fans in this house. We pick up like a Mother, and this is not normally something my better half watches on a regular basis. This is not her type. This is not usually her type of film.
Yeah.
So we sit down, we watch the movie, we finish it, and we don't really like discuss it much. And 2 days later, we're out in the car, and we're going to pick up some groceries, and we kind of start discussing it, and we go down this rabbit hole of like the meaning and the different like the symbolism and the different things within the film. And I thought like a lot of people hate it, but I absolutely thought it was brilliant. And it's one of those, and there's a lot of A24 films that are like that. Lamb's not one of my favorites. Bodies, I loved, and that's the most surface level A24 film for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it's not, we're not. It's gorgeous. All A24 films are gorgeously shot. That's it's one of the things they do. It's like Merchant Ivory back in the day, right?
Yeah.
But it's not the deep movie that some of them are. But sometimes I don't want it to be the deep movie.
No.
Like I don't need everything to be Hereditary or Midsommar.
What was the one? There was one I watched. An A24 title. I don't remember what one. It was like a teen love one.
I should have done that. Come back in BDSM gear. Unfortunately, I don't have any BDSM gear.
That's not true. I'm sure that's not true. You've got that mask. You could.
Couplings. You know the show Couplings.
Yeah.
So, episode of Couplings. When they're trying to spice things up. Jeff and his girlfriend, who's also kind of the boss, and he's got like a BDSM mask on, like with the zipper, and he loses the key. He swallows it, and she's handcuffed to the bed. So he just runs out to his friends and he's talking and he's like, I lost the key. And he's got the BDSM mask on and he doesn't realize it. And his friends are looking at him like, one, slightly horrified, but two, okay with it because this is Jeff and Jeff is known for doing this stuff. And by the way, guys, if you've never seen Couplings, it's the best comedy ever.
Yeah, you definitely need to check it out.
It is like, imagine if it's like Friends. It was much funnier. It is much, much funnier than Friends. They did a US version. Stay the hell away from that.
I never get watching the American In-Betweeners show and being like, what the hell did they do with this?
They screwed up so bad with that. They didn't understand the show at all.
That was awful.
It was atrocious. Like the Office is a rare, and Three's Company, 2 rare times.
To be fair to The Office, what makes it better was in the second season they mixed it up more and changed it.
Yeah, they needed
the first season was kind of like, oh yeah, we put it in. It was wrecking the show.
Well, the first season was just like remakes of the first
That's
series.
what I mean, and that's what was ruining it.
Yeah, it had to go to do its own thing. If it didn't do its own thing, there would have been no way The Office would last as long as it did. It lasted a little bit too long, if you ask me. When Steve Carell left, that should be the end of the show.
Yeah, it should have been, because after that it was like, eh.
I'm huge fan of Catherine Tate, but I want to see her in the Catherine Tate show in Doctor Who. I don't want to see her in The Office.
Yeah,
not taking over from Steve Carell. Just didn't work.
I want to see her in Playboy.
She is. I'm not gonna lie. I have a huge Catherine Tate crush. I really do. Her and Christina Hendricks. Similar reason.
Christina Hendricks. I never forget the first time I saw her. I was like, whoa.
What was it on? Mad Men or?
It was in Bad Santa 2, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that before or after I saw like her in Mad Men. Like, here's the thing: when people become like kind of popular, sometimes you've seen them and you don't.
Yeah, but you don't notice them.
That you've seen them.
Yeah.
And that's always kind of the case when it comes to stuff like this.
I mean, since I've had Letterboxd, I'll look up titles off the website and go, they were in this movie? I don't remember them being in this movie. And it's like, oh, it was a smaller role.
I'm the only movie person that does use Letterboxd. I guess I should.
Oh.
I know. Like it's one of my sins, my cardinal sins. Was there anything else announced today? Like,
well, we know the Modern Macabre because that went up, didn't it?
Actually, I haven't seen it yet. I really haven't.
That went up because I did my order of that.
So let me just
yesterday, I think it was.
switch that over to that. Let me go to
There
the
you go.
Mono
Oh, look,
Macabro.
you can see my handsome face, guys.
Going the wrong place for that. So yeah, you guys mentioned it yesterday, and I didn't even look at the Mono Macabro announcement.
Mm.
So just so you know, guys, I'm going to be seeing the Mono Macabro announcement. Oh no, it's the ones that we already knew. There's just so it's Sinister, Dr. Orloff, and Shadow Death, right?
Yeah.
But let's look at the picture. Actually, wait a minute. Can I show the picture? Nope, let's not look at the picture. Sorry, guys. Next Patreon video, we'll be looking at the picture for Mono Macabro.
Well, I pre-ordered them, and I picked up 8 other titles. So
How are you feeling about the Arrow releases today? I'm very happy with them. As happy as the picture you
Very
got there
excited.
from Animal Crossing, man.
yes.
I'm very excited. Like I have this set right here. It's one of the prized pieces in my entire collection, and I can hear right now. I am so looking forward to putting that 4K release right along the sunset. Right along.
People missed it, but Aaron said because he's gonna get the 4K, he's gonna put that in a giveaway.
No, he's totally not doing that. I want my Labyrinth like documentary. I'm very excited about it. That's one that I do want. There's not normally there's things that I'm like, okay, do I want to get this?
Yeah.
Like, is there enough like difference? Because I don't and I can't upgrade everything. So
Of
if
course
I'm
not.
upgrading something to a 4K, there has to be a significant difference, and it can't just be a 4K encode.
Yeah.
There has to be more to it. This is significantly different than the release that I got. So that itself. Hey, the creepy, welcome, man.
Okay.
Is the Hellraiser set only available in the UK? I think so. Let me just check it for
It
you.
is. It is, but you can order it from Arrow.
Yeah, we can always, that's the good thing. You can always go and grab like one of these releases from Arrow UK. It's okay for me because like I'm in Morocco and you're over in the UK, so we're we can go and order them and I'm like shipping's not gonna be hard for us. Shipping's
Are you gonna order it?
When I can not today. Like I can't afford it today. But is it something that I want like pre-Halloween before it comes out? Yeah. This is like there's certain ones for me that are big releases. Like when the Phantasm set came out, that was a huge release. Like,
oh yeah.
I knew that I was gonna that something that I was.
Would you buy that in 4K?
No, I bought the. I didn't buy the 4K. I bought the Arrow edition with the the Phantasm, the spear.
I would say yeah.
Yeah, and but for me, like right up there with Phantasm, Friday 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, like Hellraiser is one of those series that I utterly adore, and I have the T-shirt for Bloodlines. That's like my only Hellraiser T-shirt. And Bloodlines is one of those. When I initially saw Bloodlines, I freaking hated that movie, and it's one of those that like the more I saw it, the more it kind of grew on me. But the idea of the work print, that's a massive like upgrade, and those like 80-90 minute documentaries on like a lot of these releases, just got your zombie graphic novel. I am happy for you and I'm crying at the same time.
I'm not happy for you. I got my one and it was wrecked.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it had a big ding in the corner, like massive boom. Because my box, when it came, had a massive like right in the bottom in the corner. And when the guy handed it to me, it was like sideways.
That's your like postman getting revenge on you for all those releases.
It is. So obviously, next time it comes, I'm going to say, "Oh, you, boom, right in the head." But no, it was damaged. I contacted Vinegar Syndrome about it because that and another film were completely wrecked.
Can they get you a new one?
They haven't responded to me yet. But to be honest with you, if they say they can't, I'll be a little bit annoyed. But it's life, you know.
That's the thing. Like,
well, they can give me a refund then, can't they? Hopefully, or at least partial refund.
I'll take it dinged. I'll take it anyway.
You'll take a ding.
If it goes to standard art, I'll order through Diabolique. Can't decide right now with Arrow packaging items right now from shipping from their store. They don't usually use bubble wrap on my orders. I haven't checked my last Arrow orders are in Paris right now, so I haven't been able to get them yet.
As someone who orders a lot from Ammo, I can tell you that you're correct. There isn't, because I got the Dajin box set recently.
Had to come.
I bought it from them, the limited edition one. They had it on their store still. So I went, you know
really?
what, I'll pay. Yeah, I was like, I'll pay the 45 quid. So it came, and it was in like just a cardboard mailer.
In a cardboard mailer?
Yeah, in a cardboard mailer. You know, like those hard ones, but they like it, not the box. And there was no damage, thankfully. But I was like, what is it with these companies? They need to sort it out.
I can beat that. I'm an omnibus collector, guys. I collect all these big omnibuses that come out from Marvel and DC, and this time of year is when you get them for really cheap. So go onto your Amazon stuff and get them for pre-order, like not the ones right now, pre-order stuff. But so I get a package come in the mail, and it's from Amazon, and it is a huge box, right? Way bigger than the omnibus.
No packaging.
No, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing, not even like some piece of paper or anything. Only piece of paper is my receipt.
Yeah.
And luckily it wasn't damaged, though I did get one that was damaged. And I was like, and at the time I was new to collecting omnibuses, and it was out of stock, and I didn't think it was coming back in. So I bought some like binding tape and fixed it myself.
Yeah. Well, you know, whenever I bought from Amazon US, by the way, Amazon US is the worst place in the world. They send everything in these really thin white mailer things with no bubble wrap at all in it. It's like the worst thing. They sent me my Tintin, Arsène Lupin, and Mr. Wong in it, and they were completely damaged on the slips.
I had a Arrow.
The reason Arrow is so bad is because they joined the Huck group, didn't they? That's why it's so bad.
Well, early on, like I had Return the Killer Tomatoes, and came and it was like really, the case was smashed. Now, that being said, props to Arrow, contacted them. They sent me copies, not just a copy of Killer Tomatoes. They sent me like doubles of everything from that order. And I let them know, and they said, keep it. It's okay, keep it. And so I ended up with at the time, I don't have it anymore, but I had 2 copies of Battle Royale, the limited edition.
Oh, wow.
Which is a massive thing to tell somebody to keep. So I thought it was incredible. So I'm not sure what they're like now, but I was always I got to the point where I knew the person that was I was able to talk to the person with Arrow. They were really good. There was a girl.
Well, but I know that is because my cousin worked with the person when he did the films in the cinema.
Oh, really?
I don't know him personally, but I know he worked with the person, behind it. What I was going to say was my last interaction with Arrow wasn't very good. I said, I want a refund for this because this is completely wrecked. They ignored it and said, nope. And I said, well, you know what? Then I'm not going to buy it from you. Now on that day, they announced something wider than I bought again.
For me, my last thing from Arrow that I bought was in North America.
Yeah.
I opened it up, and they said, oh, by the way, we put in an extra film. I'm okay. That's kind of cool. And it wasn't Arrow film either. There was a movie called Skeet, which is an excellent freaking movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it. And I hadn't seen it at the time. But I guess it was one of their partner labels or something like that. I guess, to take a Vinegar Syndrome term. But they put I guess maybe they're promoting it or something, but put an extra Blu-ray, which gotta love that, right? And I was impressed. So hopefully, don't know what my stuff is like in Paris. I haven't seen it yet. I bought the Giallo set, the one, the red one with actual movies that are re-releases, like the other stuff. Or black, whichever one had the nun. I think it was black, wasn't it? Had the
it was black,
yeah.
The one that had the reserved 9 steaks.
That one, yeah. Oh God, I want that so bad. I need to see that. I don't think I can wait any longer though. I may have to watch it on Arrow Player.
I
Uh,
originally watched that on a bad copy pirated disc that I bought at Comic Con. Then I bought the camera obscure German release when it came out, the Blu-ray,
Yeah.
and then I bought this one. So technically, I've watched it. I've got 3 different releases of it, even though obviously the
You
pirate
really like
one's
the
the
movie.
worst. I do like that movie.
Yeah, it's got a
I really
unique.
do.
That's got a really kind of unique mask on that one, right? Kill Reserve 9.
It does, yeah, because it's like an old man's hair kind of thing, and that,
Yeah.
and it's very interesting because it's got a great cast, but it's also got a great cast of very different characters, which is very different to most Jellos. Because most Jellos have, like, you get the snobby one, you get this, but all of them are different. It's a great film.
It's like going back to those earlier Gentos where there was always one character. It's like, just like, remember Bud Spencer, like in one of the
Yeah.
early ones, he's like, eats cats. Like, like he offers a guy soup and turns to be like cat soup.
What's this? I can tell you how I avoid damage on my Arrow stuff is buying lots of stuff. 'Cause it comes in
there
a
you
bigger
go.
box and it's
So-
packed better.
Yeah, if you buy like a ton of releases at once, it's all there's no room for there to be any
No.
like any space.
So that's what you need to do.
Did you bought this set, right? You got this one.
No, I missed
Oh.
it.
When it initially came out, it came out late. It was like about a month late, and because it was going to be an October release too, and it came out with a little pin, a pinhead
Yeah.
pin, a white pin with pin on it, and it had a message like "Sorry, I'm late. Shipping's been hell," which I thought was just the coolest thing. And it's oh yeah, I was gonna look at the book because the book was different.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. So the book in this
I will
one-
say this, guys. I highly rate Orbit. Orbit's a brilliant company.
100%. I haven't ordered from them, but I've heard such great stuff about them. Well, this one had stuff. Let's see who did the write-ups for this one. I know they had some of Scarlet Gospel in here, which I won't read. But no, I'm going to read Scarlet Gospel for you guys right now.
That's a hardback, right?
Yeah, like the Vincent Price one.
Yeah, like the
I'm so
with honor and humanity ones as well.
yeah, like I'm so stoked that I actually own those. There's a flex right there, like that Vincent Price one with those comic books. But no, like it's you talk about like I guess literally like versions of the films, talk about the press kits. They actually have Pinhead is studying Scarlet, Hell on Earth, Pinhead Unbound. I like to say like the.
That's nice.
So it's
It's got that weird paper. It's got that weird paper feel as well. I love that paper feel.
I love the smell of it too, by the way. I just
Yeah.
realized that. But this is so cool.
So beautiful, isn't it?
It's gonna be hard for them to top this set. But the 4K, I'm willing to let the 4K do that. For those that came in and didn't see this before, came with these. So
basically the covers of the discs for the most part.
yeah, with some extra stuff there. This is kind of I think this was kind of like some kind of panels from the film, and this comes in its own thing, kind of like when Battle Royale, like when they did that one,
Yeah.
release. And of course, I'll open it up.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
We have such sights to show you. Still one of my favorite films.
I always like Angelique where she goes, hello, Frank. And she goes, we're here from your own lips and all this. I love that.
What blew me away when it came to the films, when you get to part 4, and it really peeved me at first when I saw it. It took me a while to actually kind of get into it, and it was my friend Sheldon actually that talked me down from the rage I had at the time. because Angelique is very much, she's a seducer, right?
Yeah.
And when she comes in kind of, I think it's more kind of more modern times, that she talks with Pinhead,
Yeah.
and Pinhead is like, we've gone way beyond we've gone way beyond lust when it comes to, this. And I'm like, but lust, that's kind of the whole concept. This is the whole
Yeah.
thing. And like, no, Sean's like, no, but there's, and he started breaking it down. Like, amazing guy, by the way.
Yeah.
But he made me understand it and go beyond lust, I guess is what you call it. That sounds wrong, but yeah. There you go. Thank you for letting me go beyond lust.
They are the best companies for shipping I've seen. I agree.
You ordered
When I
4
was
times.
in America, I used to order from Orbit 3 times a week. And what I like about them is they give you free shipping, if you're in the US. If you buy
That's-
3 or more and you put 3 free.
You guys,
Um,
you're in the US. US people are you guys are so spoiled. Like when I was in Canada, we paid through the nose for shipping. I'm here in Morocco, like forget getting something shipped here. I got to ship to Paris. I got to ship to Canada. You guys, when you're in the US and people in the US, you have no idea how lucky you are when it comes to that. You're so
I'm
spoiled.
going to say right now, over here, we've got Strange Vice and Film Treasures. And they're nothing compared to Orbit. Every time I go on the site, going, oh, look, they've got something I want. Out of stock. £20 dearer than it should be. With Orbit, when you get some over there, for most part, it's like $4 or $5 more.
We had one place, unobstructed view, right? Malcolm, it was like, basically, it was along the lines of this. I'm going to order from unobstructed view. Am I going to get it? I don't know. Am I going to get any information back within a month on whether the releases are coming or not? Absolutely not. There's no feedback, zero feedback. We'd ordered some stuff, and that's where I got the Scorpio, Scorpio Sex Wave set from. Whatever, because that was one I really, really wanted. And so I'm getting it. So they sent that and a few other things in there, but there was 2 films that were hard to get. And I was like, okay, well, are the other ones? So I said, well, let me know if the other ones are coming or not, because I just like to know. And they said, well, we sent the other ones, and we just canceled your other party order, and we're going to refund you right away. I said, but I want you to refund me. I want you to send me the other items. I just wanted to know. He said, no. He said, it was at that point been a month and a half. So sometimes I was, I don't feel you're patient enough. We canceled your order. They're really rude. So, and that, I'm not sure if got someone had a bad day but there's no excuse. Like I worked in customer service. You don't do that, man.
Yeah. No, of course you don't.
Oh,
I caught a copy of it. I won a copy of that. I want a copy of that. I want a copy of that in America on eBay, ages after it was released. Right, sealed for $24.
Have you
free
watched
shipping.
it? Did you watch
Not
it?
yet.
It's good. Did you like House of Last Women?
Yeah.
Did you watch? Okay, so you're gonna love it then, because it's got that vibe. I think it's better than House of Last Women, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I was a little bit soured on the ending of House of Last Women. It's just a little bit too depressing. But it understood what he was going for. But if you know the history of Franco, and like where his mindset was at around that time, then Bahia Blanca is a great look into Franco.
If you read the books or at least segments, there's so many stages in his life that affect his career in so many different complex ways. It's mental.
Was I not right about the book, man?
You were right about the book. I didn't get the first volume, but that's like £300 over it.
I lucked out. But keep an eye on for an eBay. Say it comes up cheap. But I gotta say, Bahia Blanca is like Shadow of a Doubt, in that when Shadow of a Doubt was made, it really hit Hitchcock at a very personal time. His mother had just passed away. Shoved Out was very much kind of reflection of like a smaller town of his life.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you're watching Fellini with Amarcord, right?
Yeah.
I think that Bahia Blanca is Franco Shadow of a Doubt. Not in like the quality of like Shadow of a Doubt, but it's
Yeah,
still
but you mean
really good
the
film. But
feeling, yeah.
yeah, like you get that, you understand a great film, and you understand you understand more about Franco coming out of that.
Yeah.
Especially if you keep your mind open. Like Franco's one of those guys. Like you're gonna find stuff there where there's gonna be super sleazy stuff. There's gonna be lots of nudity in certain ones and all this type of stuff. But if you look beyond that, there's a hell of a lot going on in some of those films. Like a hell of a lot going on, and he's a talented director. He just
I
loves
do
cinema.
think they're a lot deeper than people realise. I just think a lot of the problem is if you can't watch them in the right subs and they're dubbed, it can actually ruin those films.
Yeah, and the right like versions of it too. I agree
Yeah.
with you, Gleaming. I too am drooling at the mouth for the Hellraiser 4K set. I didn't realize I was going to be. I came on here thinking, okay, it's going to be a cool set for people, not realizing it was going to be like my dream set this year. So for everything that's come out this year,
Arrow are releasing the 4K Hellraiser set.
and which is utterly amazing. Honey, I think the door.
Yeah.
Did you order something?
No.
But yeah, yeah. Not only are they releasing it, so it's not this. It's not like a repackaged set of this. They are ordering. They're ordering. Sorry, they are releasing Hellraiser 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So Bloodlines as well, and not just that, but also we're getting the work print of Bloodlines
Yes.
too. And a bunch of new documentaries. Yeah, I think there's like a 90-minute documentary on part 2. There's a 60-minute documentary on part 1. There's new video essays, new audio commentaries for all 4 films.
And archival stuff too.
It is so cool. It is cool. A brand new book, a brand new 200-page book with brand new writing.
It's going to be a big set. I reckon it's going to be like a second sight set.
It is. It is going to be a second side looking set. So
I can't
let's
wait to see Uncle Frank's fangs in Ultra Death.
it's right here.
Ooh.
So because since you came in late, well, let's just see it right here. This is the set. I'll go over to the better. There's 2 versions. If you don't like the chatter, there's also a pinhead set, but it's a nice hard box set, kind of a photo look to it, with a big 200-page book. Just like a lot of incredible stuff on here, like feature after feature after feature. So much amazing. Like it is a wealth
Amazing.
of stuff, from commentaries to brand new discussions, and like just like new visual essays, like kind of scholarly breaking it down, and that's what I love. It's like it really is. It is horror cinema school in a box is what
Yeah.
it is. They're criterioning the Hellraiser franchise, and I cannot like stress enough how much I love that.
I think it's going to be slightly bigger than that couch because I think it's going to look like probably the size of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre second sight, because it's got a nice big
I
book.
think it'd be
in
that big, like because
Yeah, I
it is
reckon it could
gonna
be.
be kind of a photo.
You know, and if you want to think about the price, and you compare it to second sight for like one movie, it's a bargain.
It is. I make like the stuff I would love. I saw George had May from Second Sight, and I love that movie. I love get the limited edition for May. And
It's great. I watched that recently.
has anybody put out like Titan in like a really good edition yet? Because I actually adore it.
I know it's released, but I don't think it's been released in any collector's edition.
It deserves it. I mean, like you know how I feel with the director. Very impressed. But yeah, so I would love to see her stuff. Raw too would be another. I like to see like the whole trilogy, because it's a trilogy of films for her. I'm kind of excited to see what I would love to, you know what? Julia Ducournau would be
Yeah.
amazing for a Hellraiser film.
That would be
Uh,
good, wouldn't it?
yeah, because we go into like the whole like the body and like the feast of
Did
the
you
flesh.
like the new one?
I thought it was okay. I mean, I loved Pinhead. The Hell
Yeah.
Priest. Thought that was the Hell Priest was amazing. Some of the other actors though, not that they were bad, I thought that they weren't fleshed out enough.
Yeah.
Something I
My
didn't care as much. But like if I go back and watch the original Hellraiser, there's not a lot of like meat on the Christie bones in the first film. It's only
Yeah.
as we get to know her
It's more
more.
the atmosphere and the dark gothic setting, really, when you think about it.
Oh yeah, like the Cenobites aren't in it a lot either when you look at the
You
first
know.
one. But you got Frank, right? You got Frank and
You're
Julia.
not saying it right. You're not saying it right. It's not Frank. It's Frank.
And Julia. I'm gonna say Julia just like that. but yeah, but I liked it. I hope they'll make another one. Please keep the same person for the Hell Priest
No, bring
because
back the one from Revelations.
oh God no, so horrible. Because they were good, like they were really good, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, it's different. And people are like, but like Hellraiser, isn't Pinhead supposed to be a guy? Isn't Pinhead a guy? And I'm like thinking, have you ever even read
Yeah.
Hell on Heart? Because I don't think you did, man. Because you wouldn't be asking that question.
I think my biggest problem with it was the release being just a DVD over it, because I really feel
think-
like it really killed a lot of the color in the movie. And
For-
I have to be honest, I liked the priest herself. I like that,
Yeah.
but I hated some of the other Cenobites, like that really thin one, and
I know.
it's
Like,
like,
they seem kind of like when you get Hellraiser 3, and like,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, and now we've got to send it to the CD head because that's what all the kids will like.
and
That's what it
Barbie.
seemed- yeah, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like kind of lazier.
Yeah.
And some of the lead actors just weren't likable.
I
Like
loved it. I did like the end though. I did like the end. Where with the instrument and that. I love that. I thought that was so dark.
that was good.
What about Judgment? What about the end of Judgment? What do you think about that? With the angel.
Is that the
him
one
being-
with the what's it called? Oh, God.
It's the one where it's got the cops with the serial killer.
Yeah, it's like basically
storyline.
7. It's kind of like 7.
Yeah,
It was already gross that much. I mean, but here's the thing, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm a Hellraiser fan,
No.
and of the books and of Clive Barker and stuff like that. I wasn't huge on Scarlet Gospels, but I got to reread it. It was a massive tome to read. But that being said, I will say this later right now, and I'll lose cred for it. I'm sure I will. I am also a fan of a lot of the sequels. I think that are the of the range of like Hellraiser 1 to 4. No, they're not. Are the fun little films that kind of work on their own? Part 5 especially. Oh hell yeah.
5 is amazing.
Yeah, 5 is really good. Like, and there's like ones that are like Hell World and like stuff, but they're not Deader. Like they're not fantastic, but I don't see anybody that can come out and say, okay, well, I didn't at least have a little bit of fun. It was an okay watch type of thing. Because you get a lot of sequels, Malcolm, where you don't come out of it with a little bit of fun. You don't come out of it like, oh, that was an okay watch. It wasn't a real Hellraiser film, but it was an okay watch. These are movies that could have been put it on their own without the Hellraiser name. They would have been okay. You would have saw them and been, oh, that's interesting. You might have picked them up for fairly, inexpensive.
Yeah.
I mean, you did pick them up for inexpensive.
They'd have been in Walmart for like $5 in the bin.
Which is what happened to the Hellraiser movies anyway, right? So I enjoyed them all a lot more than I enjoyed some of the Children of the Corn sequels. So that much right now,
Oh, no.
and that includes the original Children of the Corn. I liked Inferno a lot. No, I liked Inferno. I think Inferno was really good.
Inferno, I think, is the same kind of tone as the other Hellraisers, and there's a lot more darkness in that than I would say number 3.
Though I do love number 3 though. Like there's just something about it.
It's too
Like
cheesy.
that's a
But when he's going like this and everything, it's like, oh no.
I think I liked seeing Doug outside the makeup a bit too. So that was kind of cool. And I've met Doug and he's a super, super sweet guy in real life. Like really, really nice. Way
Yeah.
more. I was like intimidated to meet him. But he was like so, so very nice. So
Are
any
you excited for Saw 10?
I am cautiously optimistic. Wait, let's talk about let's talk about the elephant in the room. Exorcist Believer. What did you think of the trailer?
Or
I think we're gonna have very different options. The very different outlooks on this one.
I think it looked pretty good.
Oh,
But the problem with stuff like for me is I watched the trailer and I go, you know what? This looks like it could be really, really good, right?
Yeah.
And then as the time goes by and you watch the movie, you're like, how could they mess this up? All right. They did. Prime example for me right now is the new Mission Impossible movie. I hated it for the most part.
you're like you're the first person I heard that said that actually.
Right? I hated it for the most part. But when I watched the trailer, I was like, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be epic. All right.
Now, to be
And on
fair,
top of that,
it's only the first part of 2, so maybe you like it better than the second.
But the problem with that movie is there's multiple things on that movie. One part is that it's just too much action. Like there's barely any story going on other than like little segments. It feels like a video game, right? The other part is it's way too long, right? The enemy is unbelievable and overpowered for some weird reason, right? Because it's all about the density and all this stuff, right? And Tom Cruise looks like an old man who's straining when he's doing things.
He is.
And when he's running, he's like,
he's getting older.
You know, at this point, I was looking at it and I kept thinking, was Liam Neeson's more believable than this? So
I'm excited about Exorcist Believer. I like what I will tell you this right now. It'll start out. There's 3 of them. It's a trilogy.
Yeah, because it's Blue Mouse, isn't it?
It's Blue Mouse, and it not only that, it's David Gordon Green. So I'm going to tell you right now, before this even starts, when it starts out, you're going to get a lot of your hits. You're going to get a lot of stuff that you want to see in an Exorcist film.
Yeah.
You're going to get super stoked about what's there. But it's a trilogy. And David Gordon Green, as he proved in his Halloween trilogy, is all about subverting your expectations and taking things into a whole different, like microcosmic perspective on films. So the first Halloween, it comes out, right? It's pretty much exactly what you want from a Halloween sequel. Michael is a brutal. He got a great actor for him. Jamie Lee Curtis is in like a really great place. It's playing all the hits. Second one comes out. It's a brutal film. If you like blood and gore and murder set pieces, it's the movie for you. Jamie Lee Curtis is sidelined a lot. You think that's okay? That'll get fixed up in the third one. But it's a movie so we've gotten Jamie Lee Curtis film. Bam, there we go, right? Get the second film. It's Michael's film. This is Michael's film. We start to see the town, how it affected some of the people from before, Lindsay Wallace. We start to see how it affected Tommy Doyle, how they're surviving now. We get to part 3. Part 3 is how all this stuff that happened in the first 2 films affects the town. How a town that is so damaged and is so messed up needs a boogeyman. And even if there's not one there, they will make one. They will have somebody else be a boogeyman. And people look at that movie and say, well, this is Corey. Corey's the boogeyman. Corey's the new boogeyman. No, Jamie Lee Curtis's character of Laurie is the new boogeyman. The town, there's a sequence in there where she's shopping and they get in her face. It's all your fault. You're the reason that Michael Myers kind of came back to our town. You're the reason that he attacked our town, that he killed people. like as much as people like pick on and like the way that like Corey is, it looks like he's a focus center. It's still the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis is like she is becoming the boogeyman, and by the end of the film, I know the subtlety of it might have been lost on some people, but the darkness has continued. Jamie Lee Curtis has kept the mask. Laurie has kept the mask. She is evil. Like that's not a happy ending.
To be fair, wouldn't you be after all that?
Oh yeah, when she sees with that cop on the porch, that's not a happy romantic ending. They're not going to have a happy life. She's going to kill him. Like evil doesn't die; it just moves on.
I'll be honest. I feel like the greatest ending to that trilogy would have been if it had ended with her putting on some lingerie, going upstairs, putting on the mask, and the copper giving it to her.
That's a Rob Zombie ending. But no, I mean, like some people expected her to actually put on the mask at the end of the film, because there was like an alternate ending where it was going to be like blatantly said that she was evil, right? That like it had been passed on, but they didn't do that, and I'm glad they didn't. I like there for to be a little bit ambiguity. So I do expect that the Exorcist believer is going to be divisive. But there's going to be a lot of people that like Exorcist, the first Exorcist, that are going to like it.
I hope so.
And as it goes
I hope
through,
so,
people are going to hate the second or third.
I hope so, because I actually think The Exorcist is a lot easier to do if you know what you're doing than Halloween.
Well, yeah, like the TV series, like they did an Exorcist TV series. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I kind of did it.
It lasted 2 seasons, didn't it?
Yeah, and it should have lasted more. It's actually a pretty good show. The Omen one only lasted 1. And that was okay. It was still, there
was another one around the time called The Outcast.
I barely remember that one, but I got to read.
I think I lasted the season.
But with that being said, my iPad that I'm reading all your messages and stuff on is dead. So I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. I want to give a special thanks to Malcolm for coming in, especially coming in last minute like that. I really appreciate that. Guys, I love this. I cannot wait to put the 4K Quartet of Torment, right? So that's what it's called?
Next to it. Yeah.
Next. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Have a wonderful evening. My name is Aaron. This is Malcolm. You got anything that you want to pimp out or want to talk on my channel?
Yeah, I'll be on this channel more, guys. So just keep an eye out for me. If you want to see more of me, put in the comments. Here's the stud. Here's the man. We want Malcolm back. There you go.
Probably more Malcolm. We want to get more Malcolm comments on here.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Thanks, guys. I will see you next time right here in Colorado Cinema.
Take care, guys.